know what it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
We have 40 pounds of product ready to ship. Ready to go.
Are you ready?
Who the hell are you?
You know.
You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
You what? I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are.
Yeah, you do. I'm the cook. I'm the man who killed Gus Fring.
Bullshit. Cartel got Fring.
You sure? That's right. Now, say my name.
Heisenberg.
You're goddamn right.
Say, that's a good idea, Geronimo. I haven't had a good hot bath in a long time. Wait a minute, I'll give you a hand. There, that's more like it. Oh! Easy does it. Hey, what's cooking, Chief? Something smells good. Hey, what are you having for dinner?
Rabbit stew.
Rabbit? Boy, I sure do love rabbit. Rabbit?
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Gunther.
Lord God help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead.
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you? Say your name. What's your name?
Toby.
Hi. Say it again. Say it louder so they all can hear you. What's your name?
Toby. My name is Toby.
Aye. That's a good nigger. Cut him down.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
It's your boy, the Ben Israel, the People's Champ. The Heisenberg of this ish. The Shogun of Charlotte. Y'all know what it is. Happy Sunday, everybody. December 17th, 2023. We finishing the year out. It's coming to a close, but we gonna still get this ish in, y'all. We gonna get it in. For the disclaimer, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Plenty of places to be out here in these YouTube streets. Move around. And we are live streaming on YouTube, on Facebook Van Johnson. And we should be live streaming on the Ben Israel Instagram. That's new. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to talk a little bit today, y'all. This is kind of impromptu, so we're going to talk about it. This is a semi riff off. It's going to be a semi riff off. So like, subscribe, and share on your way in, please. Keep us in that algorithm. Support independent Black thought. Moderator is in the house. Ahmed Oz, the #1 moderator. 10 years plus strong. She told y'all the same thing I just said. Hit the like button. And she says, hey, y'all. So we're gonna strap in. Content creators, as you come in, please identify yourselves so we can acknowledge you. We're going to acknowledge you, as RBN would say. Right? Listen, man. Listen good. I find this interesting. I had a conversation a short time ago. I might have been within the past hour or so. And someone was telling me about a Facebook post. The young man essentially said something to the effect that he was happy. I want to phrase this the right way so I don't get a strike. He was happy. So I'm paraphrasing, not quoting. He was happy that his daughter had been deleted. Newborn daughter had been deleted. Miscarried. That's what he was talking about. He posted that on Facebook, expressing that sentiment. Posted it on Facebook. Now, this man was not a friend of mine, so I didn't see the post and the comments directly myself, but I was told about them. They were reading them to me, or referring, just allowing me to, giving me the jizz of what was happening. Right. So, of course, this led. It really wasn't a conversation because they got pissed off at me and all of a sudden he had to get off the phone. But because I'm a firm believer in her body, her choice. I believe that. Her body, her choice. So I made a comment. If this guy had the gall to express that sentiment publicly right after she lost the baby, right? He had been expressing that sentiment the entire time. The entire time. It would be hard for me to conceive that all of a sudden out of the blue he said that. Everything was going good. They were in a happy, loving relationship. Like y'all like to paint that picture, ladies. Y'all B-dubs. And then he went all the way left or right, depending on where you at, to the opposite end to say he was happy the baby was dead, or the baby was deleted because he didn't want a baby anyway. He didn't want the baby anyway. Right? So he was happy. He's expressing that he was glad or relief. Right? He didn't just arrive there today. I have to believe that this man was already there. So I made a comment saying to my friend, this is what I believe happened. Of course, women have a problem with accountability for themselves and when accountability is being applied to other women. Now, let me put a disclaimer in there for those of you who may be new here, right? Let's put this in. Hold on, I might have a comment. Wait a minute. All right, RBN is checking in. RBN is checking in. The Real Bravado Network, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Please, sir, drop a link. You know the routine. You know how we do. And we also got somebody else. Who we got? Brian Mason, I believe, is what I'm reading correctly. Welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you stopping by. If you are a content creator, sir, please let us know. So I'm not familiar with you. But he did say Baltimore is in the house. Absolutely. 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 Shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to my cousin Cool Keith McKay right outside of Baltimore up there with you. Right? Everybody's saying shout out to Brian. B Moon. You know, I give people nicknames over here. And he saluted the Real Bravado Network. But listen. listen, man. So, friend gets mad at me. Well, he could have used a condom. Condoms are only 85% effective when used correctly. So she still could have got pregnant. Condom is not the answers, lady. And again, that's trying to shift the accountability onto the man and away from the woman. That's what I heard immediately. So that's why I responded immediately. Condoms 85% effective when used correctly. Oh, he could have pulled out. Pull out method is not, it's like a 50-50. It's like a coin toss at best. Okay. So again, as I've stated before during these conversations, this person has had these conversations with me. So I always find it funny, little sidebar. I always find it funny. They are allowed, women, black women particularly, are allowed to say whatever they want, have any opinion they want that's not based in reality or fact in the known universe. You, on the other hand, however, black man, you can't even state a fact. You can't say things that are true. The truth is offensive to them. I find that comical at this point. It's comical to me at this point. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I just see that? Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. My chat is keeping me engaged. I'm being just shouted out to Do Better Podcasts. Shout out to Theo Coop. Theo 75K Coop. Shout out. I love the way Theo laughs, man. I got to get a clip of his laugh. I love that. Love the way he laughs. He kills me, man. Love Theo Coop, man. We was talking about Theo Coop over the JVJ network last night. We remember when Theo was like at 100, man. For him to be at 75,000, we are proud of you, my brother. We be rocking with you the whole time. Shout out. Elisa, that's why I first met him over on the JVJ network on the panel. Anyway, so he should have did this. He should have did that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because I want you ladies to understand. I'm going to whoop you like Kunta up. That's what I'm doing right now. I want to whoop this into you. I want y'all to say your name. That's what I want y'all to do. So I'm going to keep whooping it into you. For those of you in there, I ain't even just going to put it all on the ladies. I'm not going to put it all on the ladies. I'm going to, some of you men, I'm going to leave it at that. Some of you men are male hyenas, and y'all support this ideology. Y'all support this. You know, y'all captain, y'all cape wearing brothers, and y'all, y'all hyena enforcers. You know, y'all got to protect the status quo. You got to protect the gynocracy. You got to protect the hyena clan. You got to protect the ostriches. I find it funny. I'm sure. So they weren't in. I'm painting a picture based on my perspective of this. I don't know the parties involved, but this is all. We're not going to call it an assumption because that's what ladies like to do to dismiss what you're saying. I'm making an assessment based on the information that I have available and my life experience. Been doing this a while. I'm good at it. I'm good at reading people. Made a career out of it. Good at it. Put groceries on the table reading people. Making judgments. Making assessments. It's a skill. It's not some random assumption based on nothing. It's not conjecture. Okay? Because I'm going to provide citations. See, y'all think opinion supposed to come with citation. If you don't have no citation, no facts, nothing to support with your opinion, It's conjecture, ladies. It's conjectures, gentlemen. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So again, I mean, I was astounded. You know what? I'm not even astounded because this person that I'm thinking of that told me the story, it's typical. It's like you've known me for years. You, of all people, should not be surprised at what comes out of the champ's mouth. I don't make no reservations for it. I don't apologize for it. But yet, some of you get horrified like you just met me today. Unfreaking believable.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Unbelievable. But, as I often do, I got to remind y'all of who I am before I even get going, because I don't want none of y'all to be surprised. And I appreciate everybody showing up in the chat. I appreciate y'all very much. Support the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the Cash App. Send me $1. Support your brother. Anyway, gotta remind people who I am.
I'll violate all your personal space, bitch. I'm that cousin always on punishment. I'm not the nigga you can play with.
So don't play no games like you don't know who you talking to. You went out of your way to call me and tell me this story. But I'm not supposed to react to it. And that's generally speaking to ladies. Y'all tell us these stories. Another sidebar. I told y'all I've been making this prediction for quite some time now. I told y'all the Cougars are striking back. The Empire Strikes Back. The Cougars are striking back. They ramping up. 2024 is going to be a banner year for them. Right? You're going to see the age gap dating go in a different direction. Well, it's always been there. We've just been quiet about it. Older women have always went after younger men. We all have that story. But y'all like to make it seem like it's the men. But these cougars are going to come out. These grannies are going to come out. These gilfs are going to come out the woodworks now. Pay attention. And I've been monitoring the dating apps. And these profiles are astounding. These 60-something-year-old, mid-50s and 60-year-old ladies, they are on the prowl. They get ramped up. Because see, what nature's going to take course. I remember reading that when I was a kid. I was reading Jurassic Park, and it was a part of Jurassic Park where it was speaking of nature. And nature will always find a way. We are biologically wired to reproduce, to mate, to have sex. We are wired that way. Nature is going to find a way. So the younger men aren't having sex with the younger women because the younger women are looking for older men with resources. The older men don't want the old ladies. They prefer the younger women. So what does that leave? The younger men and the older women are going to start finding each other. That's 2024 and beyond. It's going to be out in public. We saw little examples of this. We've seen the examples of this here and there. 50 Cent and Vivica Fox, can I remind you? Scottie Pippen's, what's her name? Larissa Pippen, his ex-wife, and Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, right? There's always been examples of this. See, they like to, oh, y'all men nasty when y'all date younger women. Y'all nasty. Y'all can't handle older women, huh? But see, y'all women have been doing it the whole time. Most, and by most, I mean the majority, at least, and this is speculation. I don't have any actual statistics. I don't think a study has ever been done. But just my interactions with men over the course of my life. We all have a story when we were teenagers of an older woman giving us some head or giving us a little coochie or giving us some play. Right? Men, put a one in the chat if I'm on point, fellas. Don't you got that story? You was 13, the girl was 21. You was 21, the lady you worked with was 40. So, come on. We all got them stories, don't we? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Your mama's friend snuck and gave you some head while your mama wasn't looking? Come on. Come on now. Right? Or am I lying? Am I lying? Want to call y'all attention to the chat for a second. Harmonize has dropped the Real Provider Network link. So please, as you're listening to me, especially if you're on YouTube, click the link. Join. You can still listen to me and join his channel at the same time. Hit the subscribe button. Smash his bell. Support the brother. Okay? Y'all act like y'all can't multitask, huh? We can't multitask? I'm gonna call you out over here. I ain't gonna let that slide over here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. We have God's gift is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. My man. Death Note. Shout out to Death Note, y'all. God's gift. One of the best moderators on YouTube. Bar none. I got all my favorite people. I got Harmonize in the house. I got Death Note in the house. Got RBN in the house. I got DO75K Coopers in the house. Oh man. Oh man. I might have to drop this link. We'll get there though. We ain't there yet. Let me riff a little bit. We gonna get there. I'm looking for them ones. I know Death Note got one of them ones. We talk about this all the time. I ain't gonna tell the stories he done told me. That's up to him to tell. But look, we got these stories, y'all. We got these stories. But it's a undiscussed thing, when women like to play like they wasn't doing it. They didn't know it was going on regularly. Come on, y'all see it on the news. All these teachers, 25 years old, getting with these. It ain't even just the high school boys. They getting with the middle school boys, getting pregnant by them. Little Johnny is banging Miss Smith out. Y'all act like y'all don't know. Y'all don't see this here. That's national news where they report those things. Am I lying? Am I lying? It's about to ramp up. I'm telling you. Your grandma is about to get buck wild. She already ain't got no drawers on. Grandma ain't wore drawers in about 30 years. She ain't got no drawers on. She gonna say, "Hey, young man, come on by the house and help me move some things around in my garage." That's how they talk. They got that old lady sexy voice. Young man. They always say young man. Huh? Huh? Y'all don't hear me talking? I'm lying. Yeah. Granny gonna have him moving something around in that garage, all right. He gonna be moving some fallopian tubes and all kind of shit around up in that garage. Ooh, y'all about to get me started. Ooh, y'all know this might be too much truth for some of y'all. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't used to hearing it. Let's stop pretending. Oh, what did Coach talk about the other day? Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, the notorious CGA. What did he say the other day? He posted a statistic about the rise in granny porn and gilf porn It was up over like 200%. One of them, Gil for Granny Porn, they both was up over 100, but one of them was up around the 200s. Like, hey, y'all thought I was playing? Y'all see y'all ain't ready for that competition Grandma about to bring. Grandma ain't getting on OnlyFans. Grandma getting on Pornhub. Grandma going straight to it. She like, I ain't gonna be playing these games with these young ladies out here. I'm gonna show them how to pop that thing. Watch. Y'all better watch. You better watch. Wait a minute, let's see. Yes, RBN is talking about an epic joint live stream. That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic. It's kind of funny. RBN, me and Death Note actually tried to give that idea a couple of years ago to another content creator who we will not name. Death Note RBN is actually going to do this idea that you and I talked about 2 years ago, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Stay tuned for that, man. I'm definitely going to be present for that, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see it. Man. Oh, Death Note says, shoot, Granny got that snapper. Oh, I'm about to get y'all in trouble. So we talk that real ish over here. We don't pull no punches over here on the People's Channel. We don't do that over here. Y'all home. Take off your shoes. Put your slippers on. Get comfortable. Get you a drink. Shout out to Smoke and Talk. Get that top shelf. Eh? That's how we do over here. We don't do the politically correct over here. Y'all know I'm the most politically incorrect person most of y'all know. I don't give a ish about your feelings. What's my motto? What's my motto been for over a decade? Hashtag FYF. Tell them what it mean if don't nobody know. They a little slow. Fuck your feelings. I don't give a shit. Y'all think I'm just saying that to be entertaining. I mean that shit. I mean that shit. I told my mama that shit on her birthday. Then me and her had a good laugh about it. Cause she asked me, why you say that to me? I said, cause I got it from you. And then she laughed about it. My mom was crazy. Shout out to Vera Lewis. That's my mother's name, y'all. She ain't on Facebook or nothing. She don't have no socials. But shout out to Vera Lewis. The OG of blunt talking. My mother is the most blunt talking. Say what she think to anybody. Y'all think, hey, I inherited it. I inherited it honestly. Wait a minute. What we saying? What we talking about here? Wait a minute. RBN dropped a link to take heed to the message. Please, again, click the link. Hit the subscribe button. Smash that bell. We love take heed to the message over here. We're going to spread the love over here. Better act like y'all know. We're going to grow this space. The real talkers. The real ish talkers. We talking real stuff, not having foolish conversations and circular arguments. We ain't doing that over here. So anyway, going back to Mr. Happy. I'm gonna call him Mr. Happy, Brother Happy. He probably was, again, they weren't in no relationship. You can't tell me they was. Dude was just smashing. So then my friend says, well, he shouldn't have had sex with her then. Wait a minute. So the answer to you this that you're concluding, and again, this is an intelligent person. This person is a teacher. This person has a master's degree. This isn't no strag I'm talking to, right? This ain't no low-hanging fruit person. This is a quote-unquote truly educated woman. But it's amazing to me how they revert to the same level of thinking that strags do. So what has your education done for you? Please. This is why I tell y'all education is worthless. It's not education. It's job placement. Education doesn't make you more intelligent. In fact, the majority of humans hit their peak intelligence. Their IQ is at the highest when they're 18 years old, and then it starts to go down from there. That's the average human. Look it up. Talked about that for years. So college doesn't make you smarter, especially if you didn't start out smart. It ain't helping you at all. We're the only population of people, the only demographic of people on the planets in the known universe who sends dumb students to school, to college. Nobody else does that. Every other group of people, they send the brightest of the brightest to college. But us black folk, y'all ninjas, y'all want to take little Tink Tink and send him to college, wasting resources from our community. They ain't gonna do nothing but drop out. This is why only 25% of black women graduate college from a 4-year university. Why only 19% of black men graduate. So the vast majority of the students that we're sending to college are failing out. Why are we doing that? Why are we wasting those resources? Why? That's a little tangent, something for y'all to think about too. It doesn't make any sense. Asian people ain't doing that. White folk ain't doing that. They did it for a time with their daughters because it wasn't really to educate them. It was finishing school. They were sending their daughters to college to find husbands. That's the purpose of what they were doing. That is not what we're doing. White men don't send dumb white men to school. I remember my freshman year, South Carolina State University Bulldogs. My roommate's name was Jose. Jose was a cool dude, man. I love that dude. He was cool, funny, but he was a pookie. His mama was a professor, was a college professor at Tennessee State University. Jose was a black dude. I always find it funny when black dudes have that name. Anyway, Jose wasn't a student. I never seen this dude in class. Freshman year, we should have had similar classes because you have to take certain standard classes at a liberal arts black college at HBCU. You got to take art appreciation. You got to take music appreciation. You got to take English 101 or whatever. You got to take the basics. I should have had a class with this dude. And he was my roommate. Never had a class with this dude. Jose was so funny. He always had a book. He would always carry a book around. And those of you who went to a historically black college, you may remember, especially if you went to South Carolina State Bulldogs. If you went to State, you had that little green English book that cost about $5,000. It was the most expensive book you had. And it was the smallest little hardcover green book. Jose was known to carry that book around. And we would see Jose out on the yard. And we'd be like, "Yo, Jose, man, what you doing, man? Where you going?" "Oh, man, I'm going to class." That was always his answer. "English class was yesterday, Jose." "Oh, man, I grabbed the wrong book." Jose was funny, man. But it was a waste of resources to get this young man into college because he took the spot of somebody else that more than likely wanted to be there. Jose was there to chase girls. That's what he was there for. And party. That's what he was there for. But we do too much of that. And that's why 80% plus men and 75% plus our women don't complete college. It's a waste of resources. And then they're taking spots because we don't do a good job of qualifying and vetting our students of the students who could have made a difference. It wouldn't have made them smarter, but they may have got some tools. They might have got some skills from college that could have aided them later in life. Right? I know I be going off on these tangents, y'all, but I gotta keep y'all entertained a little bit. Shout out to Jose. I forget Jose's last name. Jose was a hell of a wingman, too. I ain't gonna lie. He was a hell of a wingman. Shout out to Jose. That man, my freshman year was the shit. I started out at USC in Columbia. USC Honors, to be specific, which is a school within a school, for those of you who are familiar with the University of South Carolina. I started out there. I received a scholarship for publishing my first book, Negative Acceleration, while I was in high school. And I received a scholarship, might I add, the first time they had ever given a scholarship of this kind to anybody. And I don't know if they've done it since. But USC is a white school. It's a big, prestigious white school. And it wasn't my vibe. I did well in the class, but it wasn't my vibe. And then I was hanging out with it was only a few black kids on campus, and we all would find each other. And they took me down the road to Orangeburg one weekend for a party. And I fell in love with South Carolina State. And the very next semester, I transferred to South Carolina State. I said, this is where I'm supposed to be. These my people. They playing spades. They got the domino game going. They breaking into the gym at night, man. Oh, it was heaven. Ninjas are selling t-shirts on campus and incense and all of that, man. I'm like, yes, I am home. I am home. This is where I need to be. I couldn't do that. Black dudes playing tennis and shit and wearing little booty shorts to go to the tennis court, and they didn't play ball regularly. I said, "Oh no, man, no." I was balling heavy back then. I said, "No, this is not gonna work for me, not at all." And I'm glad I made that change. I mean, I really enjoyed my time in Orangeburg and at South Carolina State. I had some very good professors, learned a lot. Um, and it was good for me. It was good for me. Listen, I was just happy. When I moved down south, I lived in a little town called Ruby, South Carolina. Ruby. Ruby is in the middle of nowhere. This is the true rural South. Shout out to Pageland, Mudville, Chesterfield, Wolf Pond, all of y'all, all of my Pageland people. Shout out. Petersburg, right? Just to give y'all a little known fact. If you ever watch Raising Cain, not Ghost, but Power, Raising Cain, Cain's mother, the woman who plays his mother, is actually from Pageland. I don't know her personally, but I do know some of the family that's connected to them. Shout out to her. She's doing a good job on that show. Pageland is the watermelon capital of the world. You want real watermelon, you go to Pageland. All you gotta do is ride down the street, man. They gonna be selling them on the side of the road, I promise you. Been that way for 30 years, for all my life. Damn near every time I've ever been in there. So anyway, Pageland is 15 miles Ruby rather is 15 miles from Pageland. It's further out. Pageland is a small town. Ruby is the country. Dirt roads, cows, and you know, It's funny. My aunt, my son Dream got pissed off at my aunt because that's where he lives, and walked out the door. And she called. The word got to me, and she was worried about Dream, and I don't know where Dream went. I said, where the hell else could he go? He can't go nowhere down there. What he gonna do? Walk 15 miles to the next town? No. He up there at the other house, my grandfather's house, sitting on the porch, probably smoking a cigarette. That's what Dream. That's exactly where it was. She was panicking. She was worried about my son. But hey, it wasn't nowhere for him to go. Walk down the dirt road and pitch black. He ain't crazy. He crazy, but he ain't that crazy. You ain't never been to the country. You don't know how dark it really gets outside at night. It gets pitch black. Ain't no lights out there. Not like we do in the city. 15 miles in any direction. So I was happy to go to school. I was happy to go to any school. Couldn't wait. And then during summertime, I was either on campus taking summer classes to get ahead, or I was back up in Jersey. That was my routine, man. I ain't go to Ruby too much unless my grandparents had me. My grandfather had a thing to have me come home and do work and get up on the roof and patch the roof and tar the roof and do crazy shit. My grandfather was just one of them dudes, one of them old men. He was gonna make me do all kind of manly shit. Before I could get my driver's license, he made me rotate the tires by hand on a fucking 84 Buick LeSabre. You know how big a damn Buick LeSabre is and how heavy that car is? And it wasn't one of them new jacks like you see at an auto shop. It was the jack that came with that car. I had to do that on a dirt road, rotate the tires before I can get my license. Then I got pissed off later on. I found out I was the only one that had to do that. I'm talking to everybody else in the family like, hey, didn't y'all have to do this thing? And everybody else is like, nah, I ain't never did that. I'm like, what? He made up some new shit just for me. And I laughed about it. He probably looking down on me laughing like, yeah, I got your ass. Uh-oh. We got Bill Walsh in the house. Shout out. Got Big Bill in the house. That's right. You get acknowledged over here. I hope I ain't missed nobody. Y'all let me know when Mona comes in the chat. Y'all know I love me some Mona D. But anyway, so going back to the story. So the brother, again, my speculation, my assessment is that they weren't in a relationship. Old boy was just smashing old girl, right? This dude who had the audacity, for those of you just coming in, to say he was glad that the woman had a miscarriage with the daughter. And supposedly it happened today. It just happened. And he went right on Facebook and said he was happy it happened because he didn't want the baby anyway. Is he wrong for saying that? Let me hear you from y'all in chat. Let me get a yes or a no. Was he wrong for saying he was happy the girl had a miscarriage because he didn't want the baby anyway? What y'all thinking? I'll wait. Tell me what y'all thinking. Y for yes, N for no. Was he wrong for saying that publicly? Bill Walsh says no, he wasn't wrong. Who else? Come on, chime on in. Yeah. Come on, it's the People's Podcast. Y'all got to interact over here. Hey, this is for y'all, man. This is for the people. You ain't going to be censored over here. You ain't going to be muted over here. You ain't going to be told you can't say something unless it's factually incorrect. But we going to at least discuss it and try to educate you. Hey, we understand your thought process, but you're wrong. We going to do that over here. But we ain't going to try to shame you. There ain't going to be no sign language over here. Oh, Lord, they're going to whoop that boy to death. We ain't going to do that to you over here. Right? Because remember where you at. It's a different vibe over here, man. We talk that ish over here. Make no mistake. Know where you at. And we ain't going to tolerate.
I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you.
That is not going to happen over here. We will shut that shit down over here. Make no mistake. You dealing with the champ over here, man. See, too many of y'all Captain Saberhose dudes is this right here. This is what y'all like.
See, that nigga wanted the honey. All we wants is the money.
Yeah, see, you know. It ain't gonna be none of that over here. It ain't gonna be Jermaine.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
See, that's what my friend tried to do. It's always Jermaine's fault. So she got mad when I said what I said. Well, he could have used the condom. He could have pulled out. Neither one of those methods are 100% effective. In fact, a sexually active man has no birth control method that is 100%. Not even a vasectomy is 100%. Condom is 85% when used correctly. Pull-out method is 50%. What are we talking about? But, and what I've said many times before, is her body, her choice. She has 100% birth control method available to her. Don't have sex when you're ovulating. That's the only time a woman can get pregnant, during the 5 to 7 days that she's ovulating. So that's her responsibility to know when she's ovulating, especially in today's world. This isn't the 1940s, ladies. You have modern technology. You got a calendar. You got a digital calendar. You have apps on your phone which track this for you. You got smart scales. Smart scales. All you got to do is stand on the scale, and it will automatically sync to the app, and it will help you track your ovulation cycle scientifically, based on your body measurements, based on your water table, based on your BMI, right? All of these methods that are available to women so that they can track their ovulation cycle. It's only a week, ladies. You can't control, you have no self-control where you can control your sexual activity for a week out of a month. Is that what you're telling me? So then you're by saying that, by agreeing to that, it's not your body, your choice, right? You're saying you don't have any choice. It's just happening to you. He did something to me. He got me pregnant. I call bullshit. Just like I say all the time, before the woman meets the man, there is no man in the equation yet. Before she meets the man, she can choose whether she doesn't want to be pregnant and take the necessary steps not to be pregnant. True or false? Of course it's true. She don't have to take birth control. We don't have to go to the 30 plus forms of birth control yet. Before any of that, it's just her in the house by herself. She can choose, I'm not going to get pregnant. There is no man. So it can't be Jermaine's fault because Jermaine don't exist yet. We got to start that's accountability. We got to start being honest about it. And we got to stop letting them say this bull crap. He could have used the condom. He could have pulled out. I had this discussion one time with somebody. I was on somebody's panel, and we were talking about premature ejaculation. A woman can get pregnant from that. So even if a man pulls out before his primary ejaculation, she could already be pregnant. So pulling out is only at best 50-50. It's not an effective form. Did y'all not go have health class in junior high school where they told us this? They put the men or the boys in one room. They put the girls in one room. I don't know what they told the girls. I wasn't in there. But in the room with the boys, they told us this shit. I mean, are we being serious now? So grown-ass women, educated women, supposedly. I'm a PhD, right? Those type of women, we're saying they don't know this? They didn't go to middle school? That's what we're saying? They didn't have health education in high school either? And they went to college. I know damn sure HBCUs, you had to have health education in college. That was part of freshman orientation, damn near. Even before you went to class, during freshman orientation, they talked about ways to avoid getting pregnant. And at the time I went to school, they talked about AIDS. Orangeburg was #1 in the South for AIDS. They told us, you better not mess with no locals. You better not. That's like automatic death. Don't be messing with these locals. So they told us freshman orientation. They gave you condoms, bags of condoms at the clinic on campus. I mean, shit. Are we being serious? So we going to ignore that this has been happening since middle school and all through college for all of y'all highly educated women. Y'all highly educated, lovely ladies. Shout out to Obsidian for the lovely lady talk. But all of that goes out the window because she wanted some D. She wanted that D. And no accountability. So before the man, we talking about before the man arrives, is present, you can stop. And the only women who disagree with me are the women who have babies out of wedlock, or black women in general who have babies kind of tend to disagree with what I'm saying. But the women who don't have babies, the women who have exercised their option not to have a baby out of wedlock, they agree with me 100%. I don't care what age group I have that conversation with a woman. If she don't have a baby by a certain age, she's an adult. I had this conversation with my daughter recently, and I was surprised my daughter agreed with me. And then she reminded, because it was my daughter and her friend, we were all talking. Her friend got pregnant. She tried to blame it on the dude. I said, no way, you ain't gonna do that here. Not in front of me, you're not. Because the girl, her friend, happened to be a dyke. She happened to be a stud. She happened to have her liquor license. Right? How did that woman get pregnant? And then she tried, and her go-to, oh, he got me pregnant. I said, bullshit. You went, and she knew the dude had been trying to smash her for quite some time. She knew this. She purposely went over there during a time when she was ovulating. And she tried to blame it on the alcohol. On the alcohol, right? She tried to blame it on alcohol. I said, bullshit. You went over there sober. You weren't drunk before you got there, were you? You knew this dude wanted to bang that back out, right? Yeah. You planned it, boo. You planned it. And a lot of men have that fantasy of smashing a stud. I don't know why, but a lot of men have that fantasy. This chick ain't even a cute stud. Don't even have a nice body stud. But he smashed it, got her pregnant. Now the baby's just turned 1 over the summer. But she trying to blame it on him. What about your ovulation cycle? And then she looked at me like I was speaking another language. And then my daughter agreed with me. My daughter was on my side. I was like, wow. And my daughter told her, my dad's been having this conversation with me since I was in middle school, since before middle school. When my daughter first got her period, I started having this conversation with her. It's your responsibility. My daughter has never been pregnant. I got 6 sisters. Only 2 of them have children. The other 4 have never been pregnant. It's their choice. They choose not to be. They're acting responsible. We're not going to have babies out of wedlock, they say. So they use whatever method is available to them to not get pregnant. They're sexually active. They're all sexually active. But, so going back to my friend's conversation, she gets angry. And immediately, hell, one time, she stopped talking to me for a year because I had the same conversation. And then she came back a year later and thought I was going to apologize. I said, for what? Because I told you the truth. You didn't like how I said it? What am I exactly apologizing for? I'm apologizing for biology? That's what I'm doing. That's my responsibility, is to apologize for a biological truth, for speaking anatomy, speaking a social norm. I mean, however you want to, whatever angle you want to come at, I told the truth. It's your body, your choice. See, I'm a feminist, y'all. I'm a feminist. I believe in equality. If they want to be equal, and let's make it equal. But that's not, we use the wrong word, and words matter. We use the wrong word. We say feminism, and we put everybody in that feminism category. It's not feminism. It's womanism. It's womanism. And womanism existed first, by the way. Womanism didn't come from feminism. Feminism came from womanism. Some of you may be asking, V, you going crazy now. No, V, you crazy, dog. No, man, you going out there. I know some of y'all thinking that. Right now. Let me clarify it. Feminism is about equality. Womanism is about leverage, always having an advantage. That's the difference. So I'm about equality. But see, women don't want equality. They always want to have leverage. So equality is fine. We come to the table, we negotiate. I got to give up something. You got to give up something. They don't want to give up the advantages that they have. 1987, you had an equal number of men and women in college. And they kept screaming, it's not fair. It's not fair. 1987 was when it was equal. All through the 90s, they screamed it wasn't. I remember going to the Million Man March. They wanted to go too, because it wasn't fair that we were going. Right? No, they want to have leverage. They always want to be nosy and know what we talking about. Women do that all their lives. As little boys, when we go into the park or go into the playground to play some ball, shoot some hoops, play some catch, whatever we doing at the park, we go to the park to do that thing. Women, the girls will come to the park to see what we were doing, to get our attention. That's what they do. That's why I tell you, you men, stop worrying about what they think. Get together with other men and decide what's the course of action and do it. Implement it. The women will come. They will come. That's how it's been everywhere on this planet throughout history in every culture, except here in America, the last 50 years. Negroes, y'all Negroes want to do things different. Oh, we got to talk to the women and get their opinion and get their thoughts and see what they think. And simps, delta men, it's not beta. See, y'all don't understand the archetypes, the 5 archetypes. It's not beta. It's not only alpha and beta. You got 5 archetypes, and that beta, that what y'all are calling beta is really deltas. They delta men. Right? Male hyenas. No, V, you talking crazy talk. I know. It hurts. It hurts. Y'all dealing with the champ. I ain't new to this, man. I ain't new to this. I've been doing this way before your favorite content creator's favorite content creator. Saying the same shit. Been saying it for too long. That's why I've been posting these old videos lately. For those of you who don't believe, I've been sharing the old post where I said it. I shared me holding the 2 red pills and making the analogy to relationships between black women. That picture is 15 fucking years old. I've been using that analogy. Been telling y'all you're trapped in the matrix. You're too heavily ingrained in it, too enamored with it. So hopelessly enamored with it, like Morpheus said, that you will die to protect it. I've been saying this, right? But y'all don't get it.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
As the scripture says, you should be at the age where you should be teachers. Paraphrasing. But, God says, but you have need that one teach you again. Everybody ain't meant to be a teacher. Everybody got damn opinions and theories. That's all they got. They regurgitating things they heard other people say. And they just itching to use talking points against one another. I use the analogy of a driver's license. When you first get your driver's license, what do? You show everybody, look, I got my license. Look. But a person who's been driving for a decade or more, you may not even know they got a license. You ain't never seen it. That's what the manosphere is like right now. Bunch of people on here itching to argue with women and itching to argue with men and simp and Captain Saberho, all of it. They itching to tell another man, you were emotional. Like, I'm not even emotional, dog. Like, and there's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's lots of emotions. Passion is an emotion. So you're allowed to be passionate, or are we all supposed to talk like robots? This is how we're supposed to talk in an argument or a debate. so I can prove to these ninjas that I'm not in my emotions or feelings. You sound stupid. Sounds stupid. Want to be able to tell a sister something, some talking point. You're just itching to use it. It's like somebody who really don't know how to play spades, and they got the joker, and they just can't. They waiting. They itching to pull it out, and then they fuck it up and pull it out too early. It fuck up their partner's hands. They start pulling spades too soon. They don't give their partner. They really got they got a pound, right? They got a pound. You got 7 in your hand. You got 3 in your hand, and your partner got 7. And this goofy ninja starts pulling spades too early before you can get your books in. Instead of just letting you get your 3 books in and then start pulling spades. Rookie mistakes. Or those of you who play poker, you sitting there with that you sitting there with a big slick in your hand. You got the ace king in your hand, and you trying to go all in pre-flop instead of slow playing it. And really pulling all of the money out. Nah, you want to go all in, right pre-flop for no reason, and everybody folds and you don't make no money. Hey man, did you see I had them rockets, dog? I had big slick in my hand, man. But you ain't make no money off it, dog. Dummy. Yeah, I'm an avid poker player. I haven't been playing in recent years, but there was a time where I played poker professionally for about 2 years, man. For about 2 years. I love me some poker. But yeah, you know, it's this.
See, that nigga wanted the honey. All we want is the money.
But what can I say? Let's check the comments, y'all. Let's check the comments. Okay, Bill Wash. Nobody haven't got no updated comments. Pay attention. Y'all taking notes. Hope y'all taking notes. But that's what's happening here in this manosphere 2.0. That's what's happening. The black manosphere is at 2.0. And we jump into conversations before we're ready. And this is what I tell younger men. You don't have the experience. If you've been in the military, you have to have time on job. In a lot of the older companies, you had to be in a position for a certain amount of time before you get promoted or even eligible for a promotion. Because it takes time to develop a certain skill. It's kind of like with the King of Cali told my man in Biker Boys, it takes time to develop your reflexes. Shout out to Lawrence Fishburne. What's my man that played Antoine Fisher? I always forget his name, baby boy. Anyway, he old as shit now, but at the time he did that movie with Lawrence Fishburne, he was trying to challenge. Lawrence Fishburne was the King of Cali, a motorcycle rider, and he wanted to challenge. He wanted to challenge the King of Cali because it was really his dad. He didn't know it all along. He thought somebody else was his dad, and he found out King of Cali was his dad. But he wanted to challenge him, and he was telling him, "You don't have the reflexes yet. It takes time to develop that." I'm saying the same thing to a lot of you younger men. You don't have the reflexes. You don't have the instinct. It takes time. It's not about being right or wrong all the time. Some things you may be right on, some things you're going to be wrong on. That's everybody. It's about how often are you right? How often are you wrong? So if you only basically making 50-50 coin toss decisions, you might as well not even say shit. You might as well just flip a coin. But it takes time to develop. I used to train salesmen, and it takes time. The human face has 43 muscles in it. So 70% of communication is nonverbal. It takes time to be able to read somebody and to be able to develop certain instincts. And when your paycheck is dependent upon that, this is why everybody ain't built for sales. You can't teach sales. You have to have certain things inherently in you, and then those things can be developed, and you can teach that. But a person already got to have some of it. Some people can't hear no very often. It fucks with them. But a top salesman, somebody who's been doing sales, I would say at least a decade or more, because it takes that time to start becoming a top salesman. It takes that much time, no matter what you're selling. And I've sold it all. It doesn't matter. It takes time to be able to read people, to be able to the adaptability. And this is why y'all struggle with women, because you really don't know women. You haven't had time to develop those instincts, those reflexes. And hey, we all were there. I fucked up when I was younger. I married the wrong woman and stayed with her for 20 years. I paid my dues. I didn't just start knowing everything or knowing what I know now. It took time to get there. You gotta go through some trials and tribulations to develop certain instincts. But the problem, young men, is you think you know shit you don't know. You're not being honest. And men do this in general. We don't like giving other men credit for being better than us at something. But those men who are better, they made mistakes. They learned from their mistakes. They overcame. But this is because in a new era, in the modern environment, we took competition away from the boys. These boys today, or these young men today, never had to compete for anything. They never competed against other men. So those same dudes are the ones that are jumping up here on YouTube and on Facebook talking ish that they ain't never experienced. And it comes off awkward to guys like me who've been doing it, who paid our dues. Like, oh, that ain't gonna work. Because you haven't developed, you haven't given yourself time. And Kevin Samuel spoke to this. God rest the Godfather. God rest the Godfather of style. All praises to the Most High in Christ. Blessed. We're not going to forget our Godfather of style. What did he say to us for 3 friggin' years? He was telling men this very sentiment. You need to be not focused. You need to be focused. Rather, you need to be focused on building yourself up first before you even begin to start entertaining women. You're not ready, especially in today's environment. It's not the 90s no more. It's different. So I know y'all heard y'all uncles lying and telling all of these stories about all this coochie they got. And your dads, first of all, your punk ass daddies wasn't getting no coochie. Your mama probably and your grandmama was probably the first piece of coochie they ever got, and they married her. That's facts. That's my father's generation, my uncles and them. I listen to the same bullshit stories. I had to tell my cousin this story about his dad, because his dad made him think he was the Mac and had all of these women. That's what my cousin believes. The truth of the story is, my aunt was the first piece of pussy he ever got. He met her in middle school. And they was married 40 years, 50 years, whatever. 40 years. That's the truth. Your dad, they all talk that bullish, and it's not true. Them dudes probably never even seen no coochie before your mama. They didn't have access to porn like we did in the 90s. Them dudes grew up in the 70s. They didn't have readily available porn. They had to go to the peep show on 42nd Street if they was lucky. If they were lucky, that was the closest they ever got to coochie, most of them, before they got married or got with your mama. Tell me I'm lying. Your granddad wasn't getting, your grandma was probably the only piece of pussy he ever got. Be real about it. That's why them old silent niggas was silent. Because grandma he knew he better shut the fuck up if he wanted to get some coochie. That's the truth. So stop getting advice from those groups of men because they don't know women. They know their woman, but they don't know women. And that's why they give horrible advice in the happy life, happy wife ninjas. That's them. Because they most of them only with one woman. They whole life, 40, 50, 60 damn years. You don't believe me? Go up to your granddad if he's still alive. Ask him, Granddad, when last time you got some pussy? See what he say. Especially if your grandma ain't around no more. Now, if grandma around, grandma might have slipped him some. But ask him. Y'all ain't see that old woman? C.T. Clayton posted that video about a year ago with the Suits Me Fine dude. Suits me fine. The old man that said that. The old woman was talking shit because she caught him watching some porn and she was embarrassing him in front of the grandkids and the grandson was recording it. And she was telling him, them girls don't want you. You can't pound her ass like them young boys did. And we ain't having sex no more. Only thing we got time for is Ben Gay and Law and Order. He said, shit. That's what old Pop said. Fuck that. You may got time for that, but I got a cheat code. He ain't say that. I'm gonna ad-lib it now. He like, I got a cheat code. It's a blue pill. I'm banging shit out still, Granny. But his wife was just embarrassing and disparaging this man. And you couldn't get a woman, you couldn't even get one of them young girls, is what she said to him. He said, shit. I know he was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get that young girl Keisha. I'm gonna get Pam. I bet your granddad done paid for some damn tuition or some college books. He been going to the Junco. He got the cheat code. He been kicking out something, getting some. That's another lie that these young girls like to tell. Oh, they baby daddy in jail. The nigga been in jail 10 years. The baby 5 years old. How is that his baby? That's Mr. Tom baby. That's Mr. Percy Earl baby. But they be lying. Percy Earl be coming by there paying that light bill, and she slip and give him a little head or give him a little coochie. He ain't got but 3 strokes. She'll let him get 3 strokes off to get that light bill paid. That been happening. Y'all be acting like it ain't. Y'all be acting like it ain't. Y'all deluding yourself. So that's what Pop was talking about. And Mama, because nobody want her old ass. Don't nobody want no 70, 80-year-old woman talking about she can't even wipe her ass good. She can't even lift her leg up to wipe her ass good, is what she said. Don't nobody want no nasty woman like that. It's just the fact that she said that she knew she was being recorded, trying to embarrass that man. And he kept it cool. He was suits me fine. That's my shit. Suits me fine. I got to get that clip. Suits me fine. Because she bet him $1,000. I bet you $1,000. You can't even get a young girl like that. He says, I'll take that bet. And then she kept talking shit to him, and he said, suits me fine. Pop is the shit. Pop is the shit, man. Y'all better go looking for that, man. Thank you. Coop 75K, because I ain't gonna call him by his other name. Coop 75K. I used to call him Coop. I used to call him Coop 50K. He over 75, so I had to correct it. Coop 50K says, and make sure y'all subscribe to the Do Better podcast. Coop has said, you are cooking. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that compliment. I appreciate it, man. We got to support each other. See, that's real man shit. See, you got haters that they'll never give that compliment. These hating ass Delta men, we gonna start calling them out what they really are. These Delta men, these bitch ass Delta men, they would never give me a compliment like that. Some of these niggas, they know who the fuck I am, and I come in their chat and they act like they ain't never seen me before, never heard me. As many damn chats and panels as I be on. Are you shitting me? Then I hear them start repeating shit I say, specifically I say, like riff off. I've been saying that. I get it from the damn Pitch Perfect movies. Now, all of a sudden, in the last couple of months, I've been hearing people say riff off. Huh? Ain't that funny? But then I go on a nigga channel, act like they ain't never heard me. I ain't never heard from you. No, they can't pronounce my name. It's 3 fucking words. V Ben Israel. How I pronounce your name? Nigga, can't you read? V is hard to read. Ben is hard to read. Israel is hard to read. Stop. You're making yourself look salty, man, when you do that. And those of you who don't understand, I let y'all call me V Ben. That is incorrect. Just call me V. Ben Israel is how it's pronounced. It means son of Israel. Just like Bin Laden was son of Laden. That's what that means when you see Ben in front of somebody's last name. It's not a middle name. So just call me V. Call me Izzy like a lot of people do. Call me Israel like Death Note does and some other people. Call me V like I'm an Oz. Don't overcompliment it, but whatever. Whatever. For those of you who don't know me, man, I guess I gotta always reintroduce myself because I get new people, so I gotta let them know who I am, man. I gotta let them know, man.
I'll violate all your personal space, bitch. I'm that cousin always on punishment. I'm not the nigga you can play with.
Gotta let them know who I am. I am not that nigga you could play with. And then they say goofy shit, and they want to try to cut you off and moderate you. I'm going off on tangent now. When you be on their panels or be on their chat, they say stupid shit to throw you off. They done let 5 other people talk, ain't did that shit to the other 5 people. Now I start trying to cook a little bit, and they jump in with stupid shit. Well, is it the majority or the minority? What the fuck difference does that make? You know how stupid a saying that is? So let's put it in context, because they were asking me, here's the question. I'm not going to say who it was, but some of y'all may know. But here was the question, was, do men have a separate standard for women? For example, if you're walking down the street, do men apply different rules to women than men? I don't, because I wasn't raised that way. I was raised that if a woman steps to you like a man, you beat her like a man. My grandmama taught me that. So y'all punk ass ninjas is always simping. That's simp talk. That's simp talk. And again, we supposed to be over here holding women accountable. It needs to be one standard. It needs to be one standard. If a woman puts her hands on a man and steps to him like a man, smack the shit out of her and leave her weave crooked. Do that. Because you wrong either way, you're going to be wrong. It don't matter what you do. Hell, we just saw Jonathan Majors running the fuck away. The nigga looked like a runaway slave in that video. He was running for his life. Multiple New York City blocks. In case y'all don't know how long a block is in New York, that shit is long. That nigga was sprinting. And she was walking him down like fucking Jason, man. She walked in front of a car and didn't give a shit. In Manhattan, didn't give a shit. He was still made to be wrong, even though he took off running. That standard exists where they can get away with shit is because y'all niggas keep participating in it. So let's talk about why that saying, majority versus minority, just saying it without context. There are roughly 20 million black men in this country. The majority would be 10.1 would be the majority, 10.1 million. The minority would be 9.9 million. That's only a difference of 200,000. That's within the margin of error. So what the fuck are you saying? It's a coin toss. So why even say that? And I answered his question twice, but he was so busy trying to get a gotcha moment from me. Then he comes back and says, you didn't answer my question. I said yes twice. He didn't like how I was saying. I just simply said yes. I do think there should be a different standard. And then I tried to give an example of how I raised my daughters. I raised my daughters. Don't be out here putting your hands on men because you're going to run across the right one. And based on the statistics of 50-50, it's a coin toss. Somebody's going to smack the shit out of you. Somebody going to punch the shit out of you for screaming at them in the damn chicken restaurant up there on the west side of Chicago. Shout out to the Knockout King. And then he had to lose his life because he didn't simp. He had to lose his life. He deserved to die, huh? This is why, bringing it back around. See, y'all ain't see that coming. Y'all ain't even see it coming. That's the magic trick. See, I'm a professional. Y'all ain't know how. Y'all thought I was just talking ish. I'm bringing it back around. I'm going to land that plane. Shout out to Smitty. I'm bringing it back around. I'm bringing it back to the point of the whole story. Right? Even if he had simp, you got men who have simp and still lost their lives. He's still going to be wrong. So shout out to this dude. He wasn't wrong for saying he was happy the baby died. Because he didn't want the baby anyway, and believe me, that bitch knew it. She knew he didn't want that baby the whole time, but she was irresponsible. No, V, you can't say she was irresponsible. You don't know her. Not all women. She's responsible for her body, her choice. She chose to be penetrated at a time when she was ovulating. I'm sure the only way I would be wrong is she told the dude, I'm ovulating and I can get, this is the time I can get pregnant. I'm sure she did not tell them that before they had sex. Because, as a matter of fact, if she had told him that before they met up that day, he wouldn't have met up with her. He wouldn't even have met up with her. More than likely. No, but she wanted to be manipulative. She wanted to maintain leverage. She wanted all of that bullshit. And when it goes wrong, it's got to be Jermaine's fault. It's got to be Jermaine's fault when she didn't get her way. And then she was about to lock him in for 18 years or more of child support, depending on what it was.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
In case y'all don't know where that clip comes from, the man was fighting for his kids, the thing they say we don't do. He was in court fighting for his kids, and he was winning. So she goes home and kills the kids and records that video blaming Jermaine. They know that bitch don't seem right. Don't seem in her right mind. Her family had to know she shouldn't have had them kids. Somebody had to know before she killed them to keep them kids from Jermaine, who was obviously a stand-up dude if the courts was giving him custody. You know how hard it is for a man to get custody, even when a woman is fucked up? You know how fucked up a woman gotta be to get for her to lose custody of her kids? So that's how fucked up she was, and her family was co-signing it. But we always gonna blame Jermaine. So that's what my friend was doing. It's Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. And how dare you, V, for even speaking the truth? Don't get mad at me for a lie. That's why I always say the lie is always questioned. I mean, the truth is always questioned. The lie is never questioned. That's the hypocrisy. You could tell somebody something that is 100% fact, undisputable, show them every statistic in the book, and they will question the fuck out of you. They will question the fuck out of you. Tell them a lie. They'll believe that shit right away and repeat it. They will spread the lie. That's Negroes. That's Negro talk, ninja talk. Stupid. We hate the truth as people. As the Bible says, the truth is grievous. Instruction is grievous. Right? But I'm wrong because I say the truth. And immediately, and that was what, almost 2 hours ago now. Immediately said, hey, let me call you back. I got to do something. As soon as I said what I said, let me call you back. I said, okay. That was 2 hours ago. I still ain't got the call back. I find that funny. And when we don't agree on everything, it's not about agreement. If you don't agree with a fact, that's your fucking problem. That says shit about you, not me. If it's raining outside like it is right now here in the QC, it's raining here in Charlotte. If you choose not to believe it's raining and you go out there without no jacket and umbrella and you get wet, that is on you. Guess what? You're still getting wet. It doesn't, your belief doesn't matter. Your agreement doesn't matter. You're still gonna fucking get wet if you go outside in the rain. Your opinion don't matter. Your conjecture don't matter. Your agreement don't matter. Facts are facts. You can't disagree with a fact. It is what it is. Go stand on the roof of your car. If you don't believe me, I had a woman argue this example one time for fucking an hour. Would not fucking let it go. Go stand on the roof of your car and jump off. Are you going to hit the ground or not? She argued me up and down. Well, no, you might not hit the ground. You may fly. You may float. Bitch, get out of my face with that bullshit. I cut that conversation short. That was my stepmother who make this. See, y'all think modern women. Bullshit. That was a baby boomer woman saying that shit to me. I said, are you fucking serious right now? You're not going to insult my intelligence like that. She and I got in another factual conversation. She was trying to, this was during, like right after, what was that shooting in Florida, the last shooting in Florida at the school? Can't remember the name of the school. But when we were talking about that, that was on the news. And she went into this conspiracy theory, comedic science, black ninja, bullshit talking point. When they ain't allow us to have guns and we're not allowed to have guns. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? My son was 18 years old at that time. Dream was 18. I said, Dream can go out of this house right fucking now, go to Walmart and buy a rifle or a shotgun right now. Right now, he could do that. Nobody is going to stop him from doing that. Long as he got the money and got his ID, he can do it. I said, the problem is ninjas don't participate in the system. So then they want to complain the system is not working for them. The system is not going to work for those who don't participate in it. It's not going to work. So black men, the court system is not going to work for you because you don't participate in the court process. Before it's time for you to show up in court but from a subpoena, you got to participate in the system. And until we do that as a group of men, it's going to continue to function the way it's functioning. Shout out to Dr. Hassan Johnson. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google the Onyx Report. Sign up for the blackmail, the 17-point blackmail agenda. You can Google that too. Men are organizing themselves politically. Women always asking, well, what are y'all doing to solve the problem? That's one thing that's happening. Shout out to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. Shout out to BGS Idmore. Shout out to Green Gorilla. Shout out to Dennis Sperling for doing what he does here on YouTube and showing y'all how to fight legally against the foolishness. There are men who are providing solutions, but it's too many young men don't know what they're talking about, and that drowns out the men who have put in work and they're showing you the correct way. That is a huge problem here. We know 40% of you millennials are self-admitted virgins. We know this. Y'all ain't fucking like y'all claim to be fucking. We know what the women are saying. We see how the women are moving. They not fucking y'all either. So y'all act like y'all got all this experience. Most of y'all ain't never been in a damn 2-year relationship with a woman. And I mean 2 year, you're seeing her every day, you're waking up next to her every day. Functioning in a cooperative relationship, you have never fucking done it. Majority of you, 51% or more. We know this. Y'all goofy as hell, but all of y'all got all of these damn talking points that y'all are regurgitating. And all y'all want to do is argue with fucking women. Stop doing that. Nothing gets accomplished from arguing with women. Stupid. So shout out to this brother who posted what he posted. Because if he had the balls to do it, to post that shit on today, he been saying he didn't want that baby the whole time. God is good, ain't he? Where all y'all Christian girl talk? God is good, ain't he? That's what's supposed to happen. Maybe it wasn't his baby. Maybe she was trying to put the baby on him. Ain't that what happened in biblical in ancient times? They would give that woman that potion to make her have that miscarriage. When a man thought his wife had stepped out on him. See, again, that's why I say y'all talk about modern women. This shit been happening. Women been stepping out on their husbands. That's why it's documented in the Bible. And they had a remedy for it. The man took his wife to the elders, and the elders gave her a little concoction. And if she had been cheating, she ended up losing that baby. That's Bible. Y'all mad now. Y'all mad at me now. All right, Bill, I appreciate. Bill said he got to run. Oh, and Bill, if you hear this on a replay, I didn't make that comment about my name just because of you. I don't even know. I think you normally spell my whole name out. So it came to my mind. It wasn't directed towards you. So I apologize if you think it was directed. My comment was directed at you and it wasn't. See, man, when you're wrong or you think you might have offended somebody, you got to apologize. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think I offended Bill. I wasn't talking to him when I made the comment about my name. Wasn't making that comment. Yeah. But I think I beat this horse enough. I'm going to jump off because we've been going for a while now and I'm starting to ramble. So, hey, on your way out, hit that like button. Subscribe to all of the content creators who came through. A few of them came through, and I appreciate the love. And we'll be back again, man. Y'all know how we do over here. But hey, man, look, I'm going to bid y'all a shalom. Peace.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy.